What is up, YouTube? YouTube! Mr. Keenan coming at you live from the 209. Here are the questions for the day. Please answer them now. Yep. Hint, remember the law of conservation, which means that energy and matter cannot be created or destroyed, only changed. Okay, moving on. Today, you should be able to compare and contrast kinetic versus potential energy. And then you're finally going to learn what electricity, gravity, and nuclear energy are and categorize them as kinetic or potential energy. Okay, so if you go to Wednesday, conservation of energy notes, pull up the notes here. Okay, and you're going to learn where does energy come from. So the law of conservation of energy basically says that energy, like thermal energy, chemical, electrical, light energy, you can't create it out of nothing and you can't destroy it. You can only change it around. So like if you eat an apple, the energy from the apple will go into your body that you can use to go on a bike. And the electricity in your home will go into a light, or the light from the sun will go into plants. It's always energy changing. It's not getting rid of anything. Remember, kinetic energy is the energy from moving. So the faster something is, the more kinetic energy. So I want you to think, if kinetic energy is energy from moving, then where does the kinetic energy come from? So where does a Flash get his energy to go or to move? You should remember, just like any other human, Flash has to eat a ton of food to get energy. And usually the more you move, the more you exercise, the more you need to eat, because then the more energy you need. And remember, if someone says that you have potential, like you have potential, kid, they're basically saying that you are going to be something great or you're going to be something. It's the same thing with potential energy. That just means like your potential energy is going to be something. It's going to be kinetic energy. Like food. You'll get the energy out of food once you eat it. The food is going to be something that you can use as energy. Or like this bomb that's about to go off. It's going to be energy, but it's just not yet. Or like this coyote from Looney Tunes that's about to fall off a cliff. He's going to go really fast. So that's all potential energy. We're going to practice it more right now. So I want you to think, if we get energy from food, well then where does our food get its energy from? And you should remember from biology that our food gets energy from the sun. Plants use light energy and then convert it into their leaves and their bodies using photosynthesis. But sadly, even the sun will one day run out of all of its energy and go over into supernova. So even the sun will eventually run out of energy and it'll die, just like everything else. So this is new. The two types of energy, all energy that you can think of, can be either categorized as potential or kinetic. Kinetic energy is something from moving, and potential is going to help you move. So everything in the universe is either from something moving or something that will help it move. We're going to go over some examples. So chemical energy, some review. Your body breaks down the chemicals in food to power your cells. Your body uses the energy to move, think, and live by breaking bonds. Okay, so you cannot get the energy from food until you eat it. So what type of energy is chemical energy? Is it potential or kinetic? Think about it right now. You should remember that since chemical energy will help you move, it's not actually moving, but it'll help you move. It's potential energy. Okay, now think about it with thermal. Thermal energy is the same thing as heat energy. The hotter something is, the more thermal energy it has because the atoms are moving faster. What type of energy is thermal? Think hotter something is, the more the atoms are moving. So thermal energy is the same thing, or it can be called kinetic energy. Next one, electricity. Electricity is very complicated, but basically, in a nutshell, electricity comes from positive and negative particles moving very fast. Like your phone gets charged by these particles moving around in a circuit. Okay. So what type of energy is electricity? Try and think about it. You should know, since the particles are moving around, it's kinetic. Light energy is similar. Light is very complicated, and it comes from particles called photons that travel very quickly, and it often can be considered a form of radiation because it travels like a wave. And it moves quickly, so what type of energy is light? You should notice light is moving, it should be kinetic. Nuclear is very tricky too. Most of the nuclear power plants use something called nuclear fission. Fission means it's splitting up, so it's going to take like a uranium atom and try and split it into two smaller atoms. And when you're splitting those atoms, you're going to release a lot of energy. That's how nuclear energy works. What type of energy is a nuclear bomb that has not gone off yet? What kind of energy is that? That would count as nuclear. Or since it's about to go off, but it hasn't yet, that would be potential because it's about to make something move. So nuclear is potential. Mechanical energy, mecha or mechanical just means machine. So mechanical energy is just the energy you get from moving a machine, like a windmill. Yep. Next, gravity. Gravity, basically things that are higher up have more energy because when they fall, they go really fast. So when you're at the top of a hill, you have more gravitational energy. So like this boy, since he's at the top of a hill, he's about to go really fast, but he isn't yet. So gravity should be potential energy. It's also called gravitational or gravitational potential energy because it'll help him move really fast, probably so fast he'll fall off his board. Okay, so that's gravity. The higher something is, the more energy it'll have when it falls. So that's why gravity is potential energy. And remember, review, you can't create or destroy energy. You can only change it between the different forms. Mainly in the universe, you'll have potential energy go to kinetic energy. So like this biker, he puts in energy to get it at the top of a hill, and then when he goes back down, it's all becoming kinetic energy. Or like your phone. Like right now, my phone's not moving, no kinetic, but the higher it goes, the more potential it has. And then when I drop it, it all goes into kinetic energy. Okay. That is the last thing. Please write a summary of what you learned and then answer, where does the energy you need to exercise come from? Then, after that, turn in the notes for Wednesday and you're all good to go. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with me the whole time. Bye. Have a great day.